everybody, and welcome to Queued Up, where the lobby is open, the mics are hot, and nobody is dodging. With us today, joining us in the lobby, Michael Tumbleweed Kepley, Davis Tadlock, Patrick Akibab Hollifield, and I'm your host, CJ Pathfinder Collins. Today we're going to start with some clutch or kick, then we're going to do pick'ems, and then we're going around the league. CDL Major 3 in Miami. Beans forgot his passport in Canada. I have no clue how that happened. We'll be looking at the LTA North. The best of threes are going to start in the group stage. We're going to look at some VCT Valorant matches going on in North America as well, qualifying for the Toronto Masters. And then we'll talk some IEM Melbourne. Can anyone take down Vitality? I have no idea, but ripping it off. I'm excited to jump into the first segment with you guys. Clutch or kick? We're going to jump into this one. We got the clutch or kick signs ready to go. Everybody make sure they're prepped. Ready? Ready to kick? Ready to clutch? There we go. Boom, boom, boom.
I'll be Nick today. Upside down.
Oh, that's good. Okay, cool. First tweet, throw it up there, prod for us. The question is, Mr. Clayster shows up, says the org paid for the Airbnb, but who gets the master bedroom? Okay, so the question becomes for the clutch or kick is, we're gonna clutch it if the coach should get the master bedroom. We're gonna kick it if he should just give it to the players. Be a nice man, okay? I'm gonna start with you, Davis. Clutch or kick, who gets the master bedroom? Clayster or somebody else?
I think Clayster. Just because of conflict of interest, you give the master bedroom to one of your players, what do the other three players think? They're mad. They want it too.
You got a favorite player. Go ahead, Cap, what do you think?
I'm clutching it, Clayster. He built this scene with his bare hands. Dude was probably like sleeping in a motel with 8 people on like $200 worth of bed. Give that guy the master. He's earned it. But not all coaches are created equal.
Hey, that's true. Okay, I'm going clutch as well. Clayster, you deserve it, brother. Take that master bedroom. I hope those players play well. But I don't think a different bed's going to help it. Take the bed. Go ahead.
It's a clutch for me as well.
Hey, super clutch.
All 4 clutches. My reasoning, same as Davis. It's like if you give it to one of the players, the others might feel some sort of way. So, coach, might as well just take it.
That's right.
Easy
the coach
peasy.
needs to be in charge. I'm tired of coaches not being in charge of some Call of Duty roster.
Some respect on their name.
That's right.
You keep saying it week over week. We need a super clutch like banner to drop down. Or maybe in post-production, that guy could edit in a cool super clutch.
Yeah, we have some really good editors for this show, too. So, like, I have a feeling they would definitely be able to do that.
We do, in fact. All right, moving to the next. A little bit more serious on this one. Play versus purchases. High School Esports League, which is Generation Esports, and Playfly, which is a collegiate esports league. All 3 of these groups have their own tournament platform. Interesting acquisition in the market. You know, obviously we're going to see some condensing of some different scholastic opportunities as the market tends to grow. This is what happens. Big players come in and buy. Playversus raised a bunch of money a while ago, and they are continuing their dominance in purchasing up some of their competitors and being able to push everybody to one platform. I'm going to start with you, Patrick. What do we think? Do you like this? Do you hate this? What do you think?
I think we're going to kick this one. I've heard nothing but bad things about Playversus. I don't personally have any good experiences with them. And anytime companies start merging together and making one big conglomerate, I am not a fan. Get it out.
Cool. I'll go next. I'm a kick as well. I don't love it. The Playversus staff, I think they're great people. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. I don't think they're endemic to the esports space. I don't think that they understand what players want. And I'm not really in love with their platform. I've seen it used before. I think it's got bugs. I think it's broken at times. I think it's cool that somebody is consolidating. I just don't think it should be Playversus in the end. But I wish them the best. I think that they are trying to do everything they can. Go ahead, Kep.
Same thing with you as kicking it. I mean, it's mainly based on the platform of Playversus that I've seen, what I've interacted with. I just don't like that platform. And I don't know that we are early enough for a move like this, even from a business decision, to where I don't think we have the good pathway. You talked about it on Skill Diff kind of recently, right? Where I don't think there's a connection between the visions of the players versus what these orgs are doing. So I think that we need a better picture to be painted before we start throwing a bunch of money at it.
Cool. Davis.
I'm actually going to go with clutch.
All right.
And my reasoning, so I'm not very familiar with Playversus, so I don't have the knowledge as to say like if they're a good company or if I think it's a good fit or not. But I do think that consolidation is a very good thing that needs to happen with esports, as there's a lot of companies that offer a lot of tournaments. Everything's widespread. So I think that's a good thing, the consolidation. So that's enough to make me say clutch.
There you go. All the teams will now on the high school side go to one spot for high school esports because they're probably the biggest group in there right now. So it will be interesting. Ultimately, what we do want to see grow is high school esports and
Bring back
collegiate
game
esports.
battles.
That's right. We want to see. You want to see game battles, right? But this is a step in a direction. Who knows what it is? You know, you can't know the outcome of some of these things today, but it is something that's happening in the industry. And so we are 3 kicks and a clutch on it. Okay, next one. ALGS, 160 teams at LAN. That's a lot of teams. We got I'm Madness from Furia saying that there's some things missing from this. They got no noise-canceling headphones. No chairs for the coaches. Coaches are standing. No comms for the coaches. And they can barely manage a 40 team LAN. And but this one's 160 teams. Lots of things in here. I'm going to start in the middll. We'll go this way, and then Davis should go last. Okay? Kepley, go ahead. Give me your thoughts first. Clutch or kick?
Was the easiest thing. I mean, if we even go back to the early episodes that we've recorded for this, I was talking about how, you know, ALGS, Apex, NEBR, it doesn't need to be an esport, right? There's too much headache. If you put 160 people in a room together, you're going to have moments like this. It's going to be expensive from someone, right? This they're pushing the cost to the players. Just doubles down on my point. Get this out of here. It's not an esport. Do it online, right?
Makes sense. I'm with Kep. Kick for me. It's interesting. I think when they go through the planning process for these LANs, it's like there should be a standard. And so what is that standard? All players should have this, 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 and this, right? And it seems like there isn't a standard that's good for everyone that's showing up, especially when they're talking about no chairs for coaches, no comms for coaches, no noise-canceling headphones. Those things impact the game. And I think they're kind of like, you know, one of my clear rules of thumbs when running tournaments is like, if it violates the integrity of the game, we need to do it. And so ultimately, this is one of those, it's violating the integrity of the game. It has to happen. I think that they need to reevaluate how they're budgeting money towards these events so that they can do these things. Go ahead, Pat. Hey.
Kick. This is easy. Without going into like a big spew about how I hate Apex, I think it's a terrible esport. For one, it's like 160 people. I don't know what they were thinking. If we're being real here, it's like you're not going to have noise-canceling headphones at an event with 160 people competing. I mean, that's just insane. I don't understand why they even thought this would be good. No, coaches can't sit down, can't talk to their team. It's literally amateur hour over there at the ALGS. They might as well just shut it down.
Shut it down. Davis.
Super kick.
Super kick.
Way too big. It's a very cool idea. I think Kepley here hit it perfectly, nail on the head.
That hurt.
I'm sorry. I was trying to think of what I was going to say, and that just got messed up.
I love Halo.
But I think it's a great idea to do it online. If you're going to have 160 teams, there's just the logistics is too much to have it in person.
Yeah, it's wild. Crazy how they can go through the planning process and end up in that spot. Thanks, Eli. You next. No, okay, we saw some stuff happen. IEM Melbourne. This is the Mongolz versus FaZe. They try a new strategy. They're going to give it a shot. Go ahead, play the clip for us.
Cue it up.
Cue it up.
Mazinho's making sure. And
No, man!
what is this game? Like fake flashing with a bomb.
Here it is.
Yo.
Yoink.
Does Brokey follow it?
Slips off the ledge.
Yeah.
What?
Wait.
All right, I'm going to start with you, Pat, and then we're going to go to Davis. I'll go last. Okay, Pat, what do you think? Are we throwing the bomb as a flash from now on, or is that just a one-off?
That's just a warn-off, so I guess that would be a kick in a sense. I think it's a great joke. It's funny. It's hilarious. It worked at one time, but I highly doubt he meant to do that. He probably just meant to throw it onto the site, and it just got overshot and fell off the other end. Somehow worked in their favor. Hilarious.
There you go, Davis.
I'm going to go with the clutch. I don't think this is a strat that you can pull off very often, but if you think about the corner that he's in, if you're in that corner, you're panicking, checking so many angles. You see something fly by, it doesn't matter if it's the bomb, a pistol, an actual nade. You're going to check and see what it is. So, I mean, he got distracted, they killed him.
Easy clutch for me. Easy clutch. I mean, you say that you can't do this for this strat. I disagree. If I feel like someone's holding an angle, I can toss my pistol out there to try to bait a shot.
Don't queue up with me then, buddy.
You can try to bait that shot, that reaction. Now we've brought the bomb in. The bomb is a tool that we can
And it's gone.
I think so. When Fallen did this with the op, everyone started throwing ops over stuff. Right? Yeah. So I'm gonna kick it. Please don't throw the bomb at people in my ranked matches. I don't need you in there doing that. It's not a good strategy. You're giving them the bomb. Plant the bomb instead.
Let's
okay.
queue up after this, guys. I got some strats to that.
Please don't throw the bomb over the wall. Gosh dang, only a pro player, huh?
Yeah, they're doing it in pros. What do you mean?
Yeah, the pros did it.
We should just copy it. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, on to the next. We're going to pick'ems. We're going to go around the horn. We're going to go through all of our picks. We're going to do one game at a time. We got first games are going to be Counter-Strike. The first match is Gamer Legion versus Falcons. Second one is Mongolz versus Liquid. And then number 3, I'd like for you to pick the winner of the event. I'm going to start with you, Kepley, go to Davis, and then come around this way. Go ahead.
Can we do all of them at once?
Yeah, do all 3 of your Counter-Strike ones.
Okay, so I've got Falcons for the win. I've got Mongolz for the win. And then the winner of the whole event, I picked Mouse.
Oh, a crown on the mouse, too. Look at that. Okay, cool. Go ahead, Davis. What do you got?
Yeah, and so for me, I have Falcons winning the first matchup in a tough one. I also have Mongolz winning the second one, and I have Mongolz coming out on top. Falcons.
I support that statement. Yeah.
Do not. No, I do. I
Put
do not
the crown
support
on the
that
Mongols.
statement. No, I do
Move
not
it
support
over.
that statement. Falcons on the top.
Okay, Pat, what you got?
All right, for me, it's starting out like everyone else. We got Falcons. This is where we're going to differentiate. Liquid. All right, Liquid's winning that one, followed by no one other than Vitality winning this tournament. Let's be real.
That's true. Yeah, I have the Falcons, Mongolz, and also Vitality. So we only differ on, let's start with this one. Obviously, everybody thinks the Falcons is going to take that match against Gamer Legion. They've played well, but I don't think they're going to handle the Falcons right now. And I think we're all rooting for a Falcons versus Vitality's final in some ways. But I would love to hear why Team Liquid over the Mongols.
For me, it's pretty simple. I think the Mongols are not that good of a team. Everybody in here is going to sit here and say, oh, they're number 6 or this, that. Techno and Crew, not any good. NAF's going to lead Team Liquid to a victory here. Both of these teams, honestly, are actually pretty mid, in my opinion. They both did absolutely horrible in the last tournament. So the fact that they're facing each other is probably for the best. Just get one out of the way. We said I was going to say one. I didn't. I did not. Get one of them out of the way. And that way, I think it's going to be Liquid easily taking this over the Mongols.
I really struggled with this one, too, because I want to go Liquid so bad.
I think you should have.
Yeah.
I'm going to hop in here. I'm a Mongolz fanboy. I also wanted to pick Liquid.
Yeah.
But like favoritism here led me to Mongolz. But here's what's the thing. Techno, as to your point, Pat, Techno is a key player for Mongolz. He hasn't showed up yet in this event. He is the worst performing player. But I do think that he is going to show up here in this series because Liquid's not as good. And I think that's what gives them the edge on it. That's why I went Mongolz over. But I think this could
I
honestly
think
go either way.
it realistically could go either way.
Yeah.
Like, Mongolz could win this game. No problem at all. But I think Liquid's
You picked Mongolz too, yeah?
Yeah.
You picked him to win the event, so.
Yeah, I want to root for the Mongols. I think this will be the last time I pick them, honestly. We've just seen them not perform too many times. I think Liquid does look better compared to them right now. And Mongols plays to their opponent.
That's what I was going to say. I think, coming off the last couple tournaments, I just think Mongolz has been kind of consistently underperforming in their big matches. And I think this tournament in specific, Liquid has really risen to the occasion a few matches. So I think it'll be a really close series. I did pick Mongolz to win this one, but I don't see them going too far.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's go to the next one. We have, where are my matches? Okay, this is going to be Valorant. So we have MIBR versus 100 Thieves. And C9 versus Sentinels, those are our first matches in the playoffs. The winner's going to go play either Crew or G2, depending on where they are in the bracket. Davis, starting with you and coming this way.
Yeah, so for my Valorant ones, I went with MIBR to start off, followed by Sentinels.
Yeah.
Run it back. I did the same thing.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Give me mine. What do I have? Throw it up there. There you go.
Oh, it looks like I'm the only one that varies, and I vary by one thing. We got 100 T and we got Sentinels. America all the way. It's so sad to see all this American hate on this This desk.
Listen, I'm
it's
not
kinda
trying.
Crazy.
I'm not trying to say you're becoming the minority on this show. You don't understand. We all vote. We're queuing up together, and you're just coming in here voting for whoever you want. What is
Because
this?
I'm just saying the fact that y'all taking MIBR is, it's fine to hop on the new hype train. MIBR, this is their best season they've ever had in Valorant. So sure, let's ride it out. Maybe they're going to win, maybe they're not. But 100 Thieves, I think, as long as they don't choke. As long as they don't choke. Their problem is they choke. If they don't choke, easy win. Aspas is easily overrated, past his prime. Don't shake your head at me, Davis. Past his prime.
Pulling back the curtain to what you always say at the office here, you always say Crew's not a good team. You know who led
Crew's
that group?
not a good team.
You know who led that group? Crew. 100 Thieves is in that group. MIBR this whole season has consistently
Sentinel's
gotten
in
better.
that group too.
And this guy's been selling me on AssPass, and I'm finally on board. I'm finally hopping on that train.
He's coming back.
I guess we should say Ozpass or whatever instead of
Ozpass.
Is that how you say it? He always says AssPass.
I always say that.
That's because we like to say that
Ozpass.
one certain word that starts with an A.
Okay.
But this is Ozpass.
Yeah.
Kind of like the cuss
AssPass.
word you said earlier.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Actually, moving on.
Moving on. Clearly, we're a little bit more Sentinels favored as well. We don't think C9 has a shot. Nobody wants to try and do.
C9 has a shot.
Yeah, for me, I think this is actually the closer game, to be honest. I think this is going to be a real battle. I think C9 could easily take them out. I think 100 Thieves will definitely get waxed by MIBR. MIBR is a solid team. They've been cooking the entire split, took a map off of G2, who is clearly the favorite for both groups. So I think MIBR is a tremendous team. I think, like you said, 100 Thieves chokes. And yeah, the real game's the Sentinels C9 one.
Whatever, bro. I can't believe you think MIBR and 100 Thieves is not going to be close. They're just going to smoke them? MIBR is just going to smoke 100 Thieves.
2-0.
You're out of your mind. Literally out of your mind.
I hope we can clip this after today.
Oh, we
That's
can
it. That's what I'm
take
looking
care of
forward to, the clip. Okay, we're going
But to answer your question, I do think C9 has a chance. I picked Sentinels, but it'll be close.
Yeah, I think that one will be close too. Okay, next we're getting into Call of Duty. The matches are Heretics versus Ultra, Surge versus FaZe, and Optic versus Breach. We're recording this on Thursday, and we do know the actual result for one of this, so we're going to see some picks. I'll go first for funsies. I picked the Heretics, FaZe, and Optic. Pat, why don't you hit us next?
Nice. I got the Ultra, FaZe, and Breach.
Okay, Davis.
I believe I took the Ultra. I need to see. Yes, I took Ultra, FaZe, and Optic.
Okay.
I did Ultra, I did the Surge, and I did Optic.
Oh my goodness! Why is everybody taking Ultra over me? Oh my gosh! I'm the standalone Heretics. Okay, I'll do my standalone Heretics, and then we'll come to the Surge and FaZe. Okay, so Heretics, home event for them. They have looked hot. I do think Ultra gets downgraded because of some stuff we're going to talk about later, but Beans isn't going to play. They're playing with a sub at this point. You never know what's going to look like with that sub on the roster. Ultimately, that's why I kind of picked Heretics. I think the home event gives them a little bit of momentum along with Super on the back end of it. So
100%. I could see this one going either way. I think it'll be, like you said, with Miami being their home major, and they have definitely built some steam through these qualifier matches. I think this will be a stunner. It definitely stinks that Beans isn't going to be able to play anymore, because I think without Beans, I don't think Ultra will be able to be at their best.
yeah,
I mean, I picked it based on what the roster should have been.
yeah.
And I think that, like, if you put both these whole rosters together, I think Ultra is just a better team than Heretics. Beans and Joe Deceives are almost unstoppable. And I don't think Super is enough of a difference there. We saw how good Ultra was on LAN last time. I think that momentum carries through. So maybe they start slow. Maybe they do lose this matchup. But hopefully Beans can join even tomorrow and they make a loser's bracket run. I think that's the story that we follow here.
Okay, cool. Next one, FaZe and the Surge. We know the FaZe won this. They got a... No, we didn't actually. I'm sorry. I was thinking of the
Surge
other
is
match.
up 2-1 right now.
Yeah, 100 Thieves beat Carolina Royal Ravens. So that one we know. We don't know. FaZe was up map 1-0 at this point.
It's 2-1 right now.
It's 2-1 right now. So FaZe looking like they might take it. But what was your thought on the Surge here?
It's 2-1 in Surge's favor.
Whoa! Okay, the comeback coming. I love that.
So,
Good.
Surge for me,
Did
it's
FaZe
all...
win the search?
They
No,
won,
FaZe won
they
that
won the
one.
hard point.
Oh, they won the hard point.
Yeah.
Yep, they won the first hard point, and so that means Surge beat them in the search and the control. Mine is purely based off of what I saw in Major 2, right? This Surge squad is newer to me. FaZe I'm a little more familiar with. FaZe just didn't look good in this last qualifiers, and I will always tack it onto online because I think LAN FaZe is a different beast. But I think they're kind of coasting right now because they're pretty much a shoe-in for champs. So I don't think they're taking the competition as serious as maybe they need to. I think they're having a little bit of time to flex around, try some new strats, do some new things. And I just don't think they're going to go deep in this tournament right now. Surge, on the other hand, with Neptune, they're very hungry. This org needs something strong. I had faith in Surge.
There you go. Surge, get it. There you go. Okay, quick one-liner on the Breach over Optic. Why do you think the Breach?
That's because for me, Optic's trash. No matter what roster swaps they make, they're always going to be trash, unfortunately. I think Hook is a definitely good pick, but like Skies, not. Have you seen him guys play recently?
Yeah, he's not.
It's not looking good. I mean, I know you need somebody to sit on the hill and collect points and stuff, but like you got to know how to pull the trigger too, at least the left trigger. Bro doesn't know how to play. And everybody's favorite Shotzi, what's he been doing, bro? what has he been doing? Nothing. Literally
if
nothing.
Boston breaches against anyone else on this CDL roster except Gorillas, this whole office hates Boston Breach, bro. I'm always defending Boston. If they're against anyone else, everyone's crapping on Boston right now. But now people want to act like Boston's a good team. I've been saying this forever,
I don't think Boston is a great
I
team, but they're better than Optic. that's just that unfortunate.
I don't know. I think Optic's better than Boston, but I think honestly the Breach are in the seed they are because they had an easy schedule to get there. I think they get 3
this match can go either way in my mind.
Okay. All right. We're going to do League real fast because we're almost out of time for the segment. First one is FlyQuest versus 100 Thieves. Second one is Lion versus TL. Go ahead. I will go first. I have FlyQuest and TL. Patrick?
FlyQuest and TL.
Kepley?
FlyQuest and Lion.
Davis?
FlyQuest TL.
Okay, quick snapshot. All of us take FlyQuest over. You got Lions over Liquid. Tell me we've seen this matchup recently. It didn't go well for Lions.
Liquid just lost to Disguised Toast Organization. I've been saying it for weeks. Liquid is not a good team. They got lucky to make it into first stand. They need to start thinking about doing what FlyQuest is doing, getting that 6-man roster to swap Impact out. I think Lions going to take the cake here, bro. Okay, cool. Switching to the next topic, we're going to Did You Hear About Around the League. We're going to talk Valorant really quickly. Obviously, we invested into it a little bit. Pat thinks 100 Thieves is going to beat MIBR. We don't know who's going to win Sentinels versus Cloud9, but it's going to be closer. Do you think either of those matchups can beat whoever they're playing against in the upper bracket semifinals? Can MIBR beat Crew, or can either Sentinels or Cloud9 beat G2? Pat?
Where's the 100T in there?
I mean,
maybe
it's possible.
I heard an MIBR big Crew, but I didn't hear a 100T.
You're right. I left them out on purpose.
That's kind of sad. Well, it's kind of crazy to me. Is like I think G2 is definitely beatable. They went undefeated this whole season, but for me, it's like you can go back and watch games with Lev, even with Cloud9. G2 show weakness. They are definitely beatable. They've been taking the map 3 multiple times, so it is possible that Sentinels can drop them. If we go back before Bangkok, when Sentinels and G2 were in the finals for the kickoff, Sentinels took them all the way to Game 5. They're easily up to par with them. It's just a matter of consistency for Sentinels, and I think with their new roster, with Narrate coming in, they've had more time. They're looking better. It's definitely possible. And Crew, I think they're just going to choke at any given moment. I think Kesnet is their main star, and if he's not performing, they're just not that good of a team. So you just shut him down, you're good to go.
In response to that,
I mean, last time 100T and Crew met, Crew won 2-0, but I'm with Pat. I mean, I think Crew's riding a high wave right now. We saw kind of the real Crew when they went against EG, and EG upset them there. So I think that either one of those teams could beat them. On the other side, I mean, I think Sentinel is one of the best teams in the league. I think anyone would say that. So they could easily beat G2, who has struggled in some matchups, but always edges out and gets that win in the end.
Yeah, those matches are going on tonight. I mean, we'll get to see what they're looking like. And then the playoffs are going to run through the next week or two here. And so we'll get to see the grand finals we'll do predictions for the grand finals next week. But those matches are coming off there. Davis, NRG, Evil Geniuses on the bottom. Any shot, you think? Or are you usually ruling them out completely?
I'm ruling them out.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who goes down there.
Yeah, but I think both of those teams don't really have a shot. I think, to me, G2, MIBR, and maybe Sentinels are the 3 teams that I look at of having any shot of going out. I think the other teams are kind of irrelevant. So,
well, we'll hope 100 Thieves win so that we can root for them, Pat.
To me, 100 Thieves, I think.
Let me just say that.
I'm calling it right now. 100 Thieves beats MIBR 2-1.
2-1. Lock it in.
Put it down in the comments if he's wrong. If you're watching after this, go look it up. We'll see if Pat's right or not. Hey, take a moment, like, subscribe. It takes just a second. We really appreciate it. It's so easy for you to do. And ultimately, it means so much to us, and it helps us be able to run this business on the back end. So thanks for doing that. Appreciate you. Okay, next, League of Legends. We have some matches this weekend. FlyQuest versus 100 Thieves, TL versus Lion, C9 versus Toast, and the Shopify Rebellion versus Dignitas in the new best of 3 format. What do you think this changes? Does any of these rosters get stronger because of this? Or do you think it kind of remains the same for these teams, Kep?
I think, for the most part, it stays the same, unfortunately. But the team that I believe benefits the most from this is that team that is in question of, are we the 4th team or the 5th team? And that's Lion. I think Lion benefits a lot from here because they seem to be adapting to their opponents well, and they'll have one mistake that, you know, against these top rosters brings them down. I think if you put them in a series and they have some more creative, fun picks there, I think Lion can really shine. Whereas I think someone like Liquid is going to get a little weaker now that they can't do the lane swap meta. They're stuck in those traditional lanes. Some of their weaknesses are a bit more glaring. If they can win through traditional, you know, early game, mid game, stuff like that. But as soon as they hit that roadblock, Liquid falls off. FlyQuest greatly benefits from this. They're only going to get stronger. They already look like, I guess, now the 2nd best team in the league after losing to C9. 100T, same thing. That roster runs deep and stuff. And the other teams, unfortunately, bottom of the barrel, like Shopify and Dig, that's going to be a fun bloodbath. So if you're looking into LTA fantasy, right, that's going to be a sloppy game, a lot of kills. These are 2 teams that historically wouldn't do good for you, could do good here for you in a series, right? It's just going to be bloody and sloppy. And if you want like easy free points, C9 versus Disguise, that's going to be a bloodbath. But it could be over quick, so your kills may be less. You might not get as many points.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the depth of Licorice is on that Lion roster. I think when I compare him to some of the other top laners, it's like I'm not really sure where that's going to stack up because
he's been here for a long time. So he debuted. I think I mentioned this before, and I think I misspoke. I'm pretty sure he came in Cloud9 first, and he was most known for playing Hecarim top lane. But he's played Gnar, he's played everything, so his champ pool runs deep. Licorice definitely deserves a lot more respect than what he's getting for how long he's been here. But it's hard because he's always fell short to someone like an Impact, right? But he could definitely change the whole outcome of that series by himself if you get him on the right champs.
Okay. Let's shift. Let's go to some Counter-Strike. IEM Melbourne going on currently. We're going to get some playoff matches this weekend. We've got first Falcons versus Gamer Legion going against, the winner of that will go against Mongolz, and then Mongolz versus Team Liquid going against Vitality. And then before that, actually, the qualification stage was interesting here. We saw an interesting run from NAVI. They were actually beaten up on the Falcons in their group when they first played them and kind of threw it away. And then after that, they kind of threw it away against Liquid too. NAVI, a team that, I mean, we think they're a top 6 team. They have played well, but we're not able to really perform in this. And it came off of one round. And I'm going to have the production team play the clip that really swung this whole game in Falcons' favor, where they were down quite a bit. But this one round was able to, they kind of capitalized on the momentum, and Falcons came back. Go ahead and play the clip.
Cue it up.
Let's not count him out of this just yet. JL in a very powerful position here, flung out over towards the spawn. He'll continue to go fishing through the back line of the Falcons. He needs this fight. If he gets it, runway is open to a 2v4 for him. And oh my God! Jay Legend, all right. What is that? m0NESY, last one standing. 2 bullets cut through his teammates like a hot knife through butter. Can m0NESY be the one to deliver this? Gets past Wonderful, but is there stopping JL? With the hot hands he currently possesses, m0NESY will. Oh my God, m0NESY clutches up to find 3 for the Falcons.
Davis, m0NESY joining the Falcons, able to win that round, able to come back and win the entire series because of that, and they were down by a lot.
Yeah. I think NAVI here, obviously, after JL hits those 2 one-taps, just a round that they really should win. And I think, rounds like this really do a lot to a team and hurt their mental a ton. And I think that's exactly what happened to NAVI. Whenever they threw this game to Falcons and lost this series, I think their mental was just kind of chalked for the rest of the series, and that leaked into their game against Liquid, causing them to, toss some more rounds there and ultimately lose that series and get knocked out.
Do you think, Pat, that the addition, do you think Dexter wins that round? If they have Dexter there instead of Mondesi, do you think he's able to come through and win that round? Do you think this is?
I feel like that's a pretty loaded question.
No, I don't know.
I mean,
I'll say yes.
I think probably most likely no. Dexter, I don't think was that great of a player, unfortunately. I think he had a great showing in his last tournament with Falcons, but at the end of the day, as some would say, Mondesi's just a way better player. Dexter had his moment. Mondesi would easily clutch that. He would not, no problem. NAVI shouldn't allow it to happen to begin with anyway.
Well, I mean, yeah, the fault's on NAVI, but I mean, Mondesi, it wasn't super clean.
It wasn't clean.
He got down to 18 health. He got lucky. I don't recall the player who peaked that double box there, but he had the op. He's reloading mid-peak out, right? So it's a mistake from him. And then Mondesi swings that very sloppy spray pattern, right? Not that I'm going to do any better, but like he didn't click ahead. Like I just think that scenario is like a good scenario where Dexter could have shined and could have performed there. And this further kind of doubles down on what we've talked about. I know the team here seemed to shift on this Falcon mindset, but it shows exactly where they are in my mind in placement. NAVI has been very similar to Mongolz for me. They have like a little rivalry, right? They have the head-to-head. They trade blows back and forth. I think Falcons is right there in that mix now. I think they're a Mongolz or NAVI style team. I don't think that Mondesi's brought them up to the conversation of are they Vitality, Spirit, Mouse yet.
Some people on the desk think that.
It ain't me.
Some people.
They do have them winning.
Some people. I mean, NAVI needed to play better. They needed to have a better showing. They were up. They were winning, and it's just like a mental game that they got into a spot and then kind of fell apart on them. You could see it on the players' faces after they had lost that game even.
Yeah.
I mean, they were up 9-2 there and sitting really pretty. So that's interesting. And the other team that's really interesting here, FaZe, I have a clip from their coach after the game talking about their experience.
Cue up that
So they
clip.
played really some good CS.
I know it's obviously super early days just after this elimination, but just in terms of the mental state of the team, because once again, so close to making it through, guaranteeing yourself top 6. Is this okay? Are these results okay for FaZe to be putting up at this stage in terms of Allegia's integration?
No, it's not okay. It's disappointing, and I mean, we just didn't deserve, at least this time, that's for sure. I mean, we've been working really hard recently, past couple of months, and it just there's these games. Just sometimes we're just not stable, you know. So we need to find a consistency because we played really good CS in the morning. Now it feels like even though we've lost most of the pistol rounds, we've won more gun rounds, and I mean on Nuke we just had a very bad half. So yeah. It is what it is, and
They lost to Mongolz originally in the winners bracket, and then fell to Gamer Legion 0-2. And so that Gamer Legion spot really, in my opinion, should always be FaZe. I don't think they should ever lose this. But Kepley, I want to come to you. I mean, Gamer Legion is like a top 10 maybe team. I think that's generous calling them a top 10 team in some ways. Like, should FaZe just, they have to do something different. Obviously, this is like, they have to change something, right? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I've talked about this in the past few weeks. Is like when I came in to this show and we say, okay, let's go look at all these esports. I'm a little newer to Counter-Strike. One thing this whole office was saying, you know, across all the shows was, oh, FaZe looks great. They've got Kerrigan. Kerrigan's this, you know, shot calling legend, etc. And FaZe just my whole experience with them is just bottom of the barrel team. They're losing to someone. Gamers Legion is ranked 12 right now overall. They just got 12th in the Blast major or the Austin major qualifiers, right? So they're not even qualifying to go to that major. So your FaZe, you lose to that. That just doesn't speak well for someone who is Kerrigan as a leader. I've heard rumors that he should go to a coaching spot, etc. I don't have the answer for that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. I think Baroki has been another player that I've really looked at who's been underperforming. But actually, if you look at it, against the Mongolz game when they were knocked out, he was one of their best performers. So I'm looking at Kerrigan too. I think he's, you know, a legend of the game, and I think that's really made people kind of overlook the fact that he hasn't been playing very well recently. And I think it is time to start asking questions as to if it's maybe his time to move on to coaching and to look for a new IGL.
I think the coach's interview says a lot in the fact that we've been working really hard recently. It's just like such an odd thing to say, like you haven't been working hard before this moment. And then in an interview in the previous event, I saw Lige was talking about his move and how that's been challenging to play because of his move. And I'm like, you're a professional Counter-Strike player. Like, how can that be an excuse? I don't understand that.
What's funny is because FaZe on paper should be a very dominant team. You got the likes of Kerrigan, you got the likes of Rain and Elige, who years back was touted as like NA's like #1 player. If we're going back to like them on like Luminosity back in the day in like 2017, I believe it was. But on paper, FaZe, fantastic roster. But I think Kerrigan has got to do a little bit with the blame. I mean, he has been playing, I think somebody said it was like his 20th major. He's been in the game for a long time. His strats are good. He's led FaZe to a lot of victories, a lot of good things. But lately, it's just not been working out. And Brokey, he gets a lot of the brunt, but like it's Elige, like you said. Like, yeah, you're a professional gamer. Yeah, you moved over here. You're not playing in NA anymore. But it's like you're still playing the same game, man. It's like they're having a lot of issues. I think it's more than just Kerrigan, but I could see a world where Kerrigan maybe steps back and takes on that coaching role.
We'll see. I have no clue. Next Call of Duty Major 3 is going on currently in Miami. The matches are happening right now. Right now as we're recording this. It's amazing. There are a couple teams that are in jeopardy, though. There's a couple teams that kind of have to win today. So Optic, Cloud9, Rocker, all in jeopardy. They're in the bottom of the barrel right now. At least two of those teams is probably going to get knocked out. And the other two that are kind of on the bubble, Boston and Miami, they're close, right? So they're kind of filling in that number 8 spot right now. But I'm curious to see. Obviously, Optic is going to play in a little bit here against the Boston Breach, and that's kind of a must-win for these guys. And so same with the Rocker. They're going to have a must-win. It's interesting to see. Who do you think will be the bottom 4 teams of that group if you had to pick them today, Davis? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I think, out of all the teams you listed, I just kind of have them listed here. I think Miami's going to be good. I think Rocker will be good. The two teams I'm still questioning are Breach and Optic, and I think C9 is going to be left out. For me, I think this match, like you just said, Breach versus Optic, I think it means a ton to both teams. And whoever out of these two teams can end up going the farthest in the major, I think will be the team that actually ends up making champs.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think Miami will end up making it, and I think Rocker will make it as well.
Any different thoughts, Kep?
No. He summed up perfect. I think that Boston and Optic is really what I'm paying attention to. Obviously, I've been repping the Green Wall for a while, but my eyes on this event are Vegas Falcons because I think that this is do or die for them. And I know that Andy over on Ty, I've talked to him a little bit about can they make champs, and mathematically it is possible for them to make champs, but they're going to need to come and just really have an outstanding showing of this major to set themselves up for success going into Major 4 before the COD champs.
Yeah, that's a good point. The Falcons are on the bottom of that as well. It's actually missing from my notes here, but that would be a number 4 bottom team. It's like when I look at Boston, I think if Boston loses today, I might put them in that same bucket. And if Rocker wins today, right? It's like those two things I think switching are big. Rocker didn't play today. They're in the losers bracket, so they got to win their losers bracket match. But I don't know. What do you think, Patrick? Anything stand out to those as like a guaranteed team that's going to make it out from the 6 that we mentioned?
I mean, the only thing I can say is Optic definitely won't. I agree a lot with what Davis said. Also, so what's the shrug for? Come on. Optic does not look good, brother.
They look good, but they look better than Gorillas.
And I don't think Heretics is going to do that great either. They performed online, but like I don't take anything online at any value at all. It is like a complete joke that they even play Call of Duty online for anything worth competitive integrity. It's just terrible. But like Super, I think, is better for their team and has been doing better, at least in there. But when it comes to LAN, they never perform. Actually, Rocker, I think, will do well. I think Kenny on that team has definitely been improving, and they've been having a blast. Even though it's been online, it's just the general vibe of that team definitely feels a lot better than what it was before.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's interesting about this is like when I look at the teams, the 6 that we mentioned, so Optic, C9, Rocker, Boston, Miami, and the Falcons. When I look at the matchup, I think Miami got blessed in the fact that Beans is not going to be there, so they're going to have that different roster. And I also think that having the home turf is helpful. I think that is definitely like they were blessed by the bracket and they were blessed by that. They actually play the winner of Optic and Breach too. So they're kind of getting the lesser of two evils. It's not like they have to go against the 100 Thieves or FaZe or whatever on the back end of that. So I think that's important to note where they're going to have an easier path to get to the actual finals. But I would put Falcons in the bottom there. I don't think C9, the Friend Bros, are going to go very far. I like Sib. I think he's looked good, but he's the only one. Maybe some Kremp too. I think he's made some plays, but I
I had
Attach
faith in
it.
them too a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago, and it's just looking
Yeah,
not very likely.
Attach just doesn't look great on that roster either. It's one of those where I think it's a chalk up. I don't like the Falcons roster at all. I don't think that Pristini and Arcides are on the same page as Pred and XNet, and so it's like those guys. That looks like a mash-mish of players that aren't going to go very far. Hopefully, maybe I'll be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
the
would
double-
like to have a word with you.
Yeah, I bet.
And to double down on your Cloud9 point, kind of like a hot off the press news, Surge did beat FaZe. So now Cloud9, your intro to Major Three is you're going against FaZe.
Oh, gosh.
On LAN, right?
Yeah.
And you need these COD points.
Surge did win. They beat FaZe.
3-1.
Wow.
Wow.
So hot off the
Look at
press,
that.
my pick'em's looking good.
Good pickup.
Yeah.
FaZe boys
Crazy
slowing
pick.
down.
Crazy pick right there. It paid off.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But that really sucks if you're Cloud9 though, especially when all these points matter. So that's just so unfortunate.
Well, maybe like you said, maybe FaZe just isn't caring anymore, so they'll just drop the C9 also.
I'm not saying they're not caring, but they are practicing their weaker maps, I think, right now. I think like when you're doing that map pick ban, they're more open to let those weaker maps sneak through so they can practice those, because at the end of the day, like we saw it with the Optic Dynasty, right? Nothing matters except for champs.
It is an interesting point too, as we come back to specifically the Ultra. It's interesting that we're still having these issues with passports and players, right? You think we've gotten to a point where we figure, I don't actually know the exact details of it, but it says that he was having visa issues to get into the country. Very surprising that that's kind of an issue that we're still having in 2025 within the Call of Duty landscape.
That's within all the landscapes. Like
Yeah.
even League gets impacted by this. I mean, esports in general. I don't know why that happens. I assume it's probably because I think like sports players, real sports players, they get certain visa acceptance. I don't think esports is like bundled up into that
Sure.
yet. I think that, when you think of like our administration, maybe it's probably a little more old school there. So as I think over the years that'll evolve, but we're going to need a little bit of change up there.
Yeah, and it's like, you knew this was coming. It's a thing. It's obviously they've probably been working on it for months, and it's surprising. Beans made a bunch of different tweets that he was really upset. And like I said, I think it downgrades this roster in a big way, for sure.
100%.
Okay,
He's the vibes guy, and we're not going to get his walk.
I know.
Yeah, the beans ball.
No Beans walk.
That's like a certified ultra victory right there, and now it's gone.
They're going to need Joe to step up and do that walk.
Yeah, they need him to replace him.
Hey, Joey.
Kind of like all the rumors online. I love seeing Joe and Beans interact on Twitter because all the rumors of like, oh, Optic's gonna buy Joe Deceives, and Beans is just playing into it with Simpsons memes and stuff like that. It's just beautiful, man. They have such good synergy.
The last thing to mention on the Cod Major, show the trophy to the people. Oh my gosh, look at that.
Wow.
That is a pretty trophy. I want that in my office.
Yeah, I'll be fighting for that.
We'll put it on the wall in the back here. It's a good looking trophy for sure. It's definitely been catching the
They actually
eyes.
put some effort into that one.
Yeah, they did.
Surprising. What was it? The optic one that looked terrible?
The Optic one from
Yeah.
their major was not great.
Just more reason why optic's just bad. I mean, look, Miami, you get this nice. It goes with the beach and the logo on top. What did we get with the optic? A rectangle, a little box.
I think they're
you
the
wouldn't
first-
even be proud to show that in your office. It's so bad.
They're probably the first team to do a cool trophy like that, and you just single out Optic because you're a hater, bro.
No, because
That's all
I
it is.
specifically remember talking trash about their crappy trophy, and then they go and pull this. They go and pull out this trophy from Miami. I take it back. Miami's actually going to do pretty well.
Someone show me the Major 1 trophy. That's what I want to see.
I do think it's a very Miami Heretics trophy, and so like if another team wins that home event, it's like, yo, that's kind of a Heretics trophy in your office, right? Like it's going to look best in the Heretics office.
True.
I don't know if it looks great in the FaZe office. I'm sure it looks great, but
I think it's kind of a cool concept, though.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at that memorabilia, you're like, okay, yeah, we won the Miami Major. This is a cool, it ties into the Heretics, ties into the South Beach, Boca Raton area. So I think it's a cool concept.
Listen, hear me out. Seattle Surge just sent FaZe to losers bracket. That trophy, it's got the water vibes.
I could see it.
Surge, they got Poseidon's Trident as a logo.
Ooh,
That's gonna look real good in their office.
it will look really good. Cool. Well, that's going to do it for today's episode. We've enjoyed having you here today. Make sure to check us out on the next show will be Thursday, but you'll see it on Friday, and we're excited for that. But thanks for queuing up with us today. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.
Clutch or kick, bring Patrick back. Clutch.